Because if not, the stuff that says here. Yeah, 3 minutes. 2 minutes or it's under 10. This is the
Right. Well, I think these ones
Yeah.
Oh. I guess I can use it when I go Okay, Tim, Brian, I think. Do you have some?
good. That's
I
all.
was about to ask you, where you gonna be Wednesday at 2 o'clock, I mean, I already know where you're gonna be.
But you probably never was one.
Wednesday at 2 o'clock,
You probably never was.
girls. School.
For,
All kinds of things.
yeah.
Right. You can't make this deal with me, because we will meet this Saturday.
Oh, the Leland?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna know.
It's starting.
At 2 o'clock, starting at 2 o'clock on Wednesday, February 26th.
The problem was I mean, here is.
Good evening, everyone. We'll start, we're giving Pro Tem a few more minutes. Councilwoman Roberts. Can everybody hear me?
Lot of static. Oh, okay, that's what I'm saying, you know, we got one.
Huh? No, I didn't call her that.
I said, when I saw her,
Okay.
like, I start.
Oh, no, so.
This man, we give,
7:15.
no, 10 actors. I think 15 successive. Yeah. I think 15 successive. Say 10 actors. Yeah.
That's where you guys are gonna start.
Yeah.
Is there any way if I make my statement, because I know this is out of order, but.
Oh, we're not in the meeting
No,
yet.
we're not in the meeting right now.
Yeah. And you're ready to start.
You guys have, I think we start on
You're
time.
eager like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just moved to.
I got you, I got you.
You guys have a forum, right?
Oh, we do, we're waiting on one person, we just need her.
That's what you do.
That's what we did last time.
Okay.
Trying to get her.
Trying to give her grace period.
Yep, no worries. Just wanted to make that clear.
Mm-hmm. She'll never keep a job. I love her though. She'll never keep a job, never. Yeah.
This will be on Zoom. Or in person. You want in person?
I don't like Zoom. See, I think Zoom is full. I don't like Zoom at all.
Right here.
Here you go. Yeah. Hey, we start in 5 minutes. I think 10 minutes is more than enough of a grace period, don't you, Miss Lang?
Right.
10 minutes is enough.
Yeah, I have to walk away.
Until you. That's what they said. This is all. Staring at that little, she's staring at that little nail right there.
I'd like to make a motion to proceed with the meeting since council president is unavailable for obvious reasons and council pro temp is also unavailable. I make a motion that Miss Manica from District 1, Councilwoman Manica from District 1 officiate the meeting.
Councilman Ashafi,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin,
Yes.
Councilwoman Manica.
Yes. And since we do have a quorum, we will start the meeting. Time is 7:10. Can roll call, please?
Councilman Ashafi,
Present.
Councilwoman Martin,
Here.
Councilwoman Manica.
Here. Okay, good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Today's meeting, Highland Park City Council in-person and regular meeting. City Council Chambers 2. Today is Monday, February 3rd, 2025. Our agenda today has fire, legal, I'm not gonna go through each one, and recreation. We're gonna start with Can I have approval, a motion for approval of the agenda? Okay.
Yeah. A resolution of the addendum to contract. Should approve the agenda with that addition.
Okay, everyone, do you have the walk on in front of you? Someone to make a motion to walk on that?
I want to make a motion to walk on to the agenda, the delinquent account payment agreements and financial assistance.
Second.
Is that the resolution for the agenda?
It's entitled a resolution to approve addendum to contract.
Oh, this is right now, okay. Let me do that again. I want to make a motion to walk on a resolution to approve addendum to contract with the BS&M, and A.
Second.
Okay, I have a second. I have a motion to walk on the resolution to approve addendum to contract with BSNA from the Treasury Department. And a second, that motion was made by Ms. Martin, second by Mr. Shafi. Can I have a vote, please?
Councilman Ashafi,
Yes. For the-
Councilwoman Martin,
Yes.
Councilwoman Manica,
Yes.
Where are we placing
I was
this?
just about to
So,
ask that.
yeah.
We're replacing that.
We can put that, let's see, let's
You
see.
put it in item 8, treasurer under recreation.
Okay, after recreation, we're gonna make that number 8,
8.
yes. So number 8 is going to be a resolution to approve addendum to contract with BSA. And I guess we label that treasury. Administration. Okay. So does everybody have that?
Yes.
So can I have a motion for the agenda with the added addition?
So moved.
Support. Thank you. It's been moved that we accept the agenda with the added addition of number 8 from the treasurer's department. And it was seconded by Ms. Martin. Can I have a roll call, please?
Councilman Ashafi,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin,
Yes.
Councilwoman Manica,
Yes. Now we can have approval of the minutes.
I want to make a motion to approve the proposed minutes of the virtual and in-person regular meeting on Tuesday, January 21st.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion of the approval of the proposed minutes from the in-person and virtual regular meeting, January 21st, 2025, by Mr. Shafi, by Ms. Martin, and approved by Councilman Shafi. Now we have the mayor speak, if she's online.
You gotta call the
Sorry, I
roll.
don't have it on.
You gotta call the roll.
Oh, I see that. I'm sorry. Call roll.
Councilman Ashafi,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin,
Yes.
Councilwoman Manica,
Yes. Now we'll have the mayor speak, if you're online, Mayor.
Good evening, everyone. Thank
Good
you.
evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, council, for allowing me these few minutes, and I will only take a few minutes. Good evening to the citizens of Highland Park. I just want to thank our legislative, our partners from the county, from the state, and that came out to our press conference, which was held last Tuesday. It was very good. We sat and had a conversation and was able to give out information about upcoming projects, what we're looking forward to, things that we have already put in motion. As you might have seen it, it is about a city in motion, and I want to thank our councilwoman from the 1st District who was able to come out and represent the council. And so we are working diligently to try to get things going, developments consistently going, trying to get our water meters in, which we are now moving forward with. Also, looking at hopefully the grant that the partners apply for the library, hoping that they get that. We know that there's troubles in Washington right now. So just keep your fingers crossed, send up some prayers, and we hope that we can definitely get that grant and start working on the library, as well as our partners who have come before us to present 50 lights. We are working with them. And so, 50 don't go a long way, but it's a start. We want to start, and we want to start lighting up Highland Park. On Wednesday, the 12th, I will resume my coffee and conversations over at the Highland Park Justice Center at 10 a.m. Please come out. We'll bring your questions, and we can sit and hold conversations. And I think that's all I have right now. Thank you for your time, and I'm looking forward to seeing people at Coffee and Conversations.
Thank you, Mayor McDonald. Now we'll have citizen participation. A citizen may speak for no more than 2 minutes on any one of the items on the agenda. If you do not have an agenda, there is one right up there in front of you guys. So what's on the agenda? Under fire, resolution to approve the purchase of one 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 four-wheel drive profile truck. 6, legal, resolution to cure open meetings act issues of January 21st, 2025 city council meeting. 7, under recreation, a resolution to request approval to submit an application for the 2025 AARP capacity building micro grant. And B, resolution to request approval to submit an application for the 2025 AARP flagship community challenge grant. And number 8, under the treasurer department, there's a resolution to approve an addendum to a contract with BS&A. Is there any citizens that would like to speak on our agenda this evening? Mr. Lackey, is there anyone online?
Oh, no one has their hand up.
Thank you. Seeing that no one has anything, we'll continue. Item number 5, fire resolution to approve the purchase of one 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 four-wheel profile truck for $56,305. I have a motion here.
And support question.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Yes. Yes.
Second with questions.
I want to make a motion for the purchase of the 2025 GMC Sierra truck plow to be funded through the current available fund from the 2024-2025.
Second with questions.
Okay, I have a motion for item number 5 under the resolution to approve the purchase of a GMC truck for GMC truck. And second by Mr. Shafi. With questions, you have a question, Ms. Martin?
I'll go ahead and go over.
Okay. Okay, isn't this the same truck that Mr. Burgess applied for a grant for?
That was DPW.
Well, see, that's another question about it. So this is for a plow truck, but it's under the fire department. What does the fire department need a plow truck for?
Councilwoman, I can answer that question.
Thank you.
Okay, that is not a plow truck. That is a pickup truck that is needed for the fire department to be able to go pick up supplies, go pick up parts. It's just a regular truck. It's not a plow truck. It has nothing to do with DPW. And these funds will come from monies that they already have that they're trying to move around in their budget. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to interrupt. It says resolution to approve the purchase of one department 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 four-wheel drive, pro
Mhm.
plow truck. It says plow right in the resolution. It says
Okay, so
pro plow truck to be funded through the current available funds for the 2024-25 fire budget.
okay, so
Right in
the truck
resolution.
is not, it is not going to be used for plowing. It is going, if that's the description of the truck of what it looks like now, it will not be used for plowing. It would be used for, they have an old 2003 pickup truck that is on its last leg. This is what they use to go again to get supplies and to go get parts for the fire engines or equipment, everything that they need. So if a truck is described as a plow truck, that's probably what it looks like now, but it is not for plowing. They will not be plowing anything.
Says here, it says here in the quote, it says 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 four-wheel drive pro, cement white, jet black interior, 5.3 L, V8 gasoline engine,
Mhm.
auto locking rear differential, trailer brake control, pro valve package, snow plow prep, camper package, upper switch, all-terrain tires, 17-inch painted steel wheels, Fisher straight blade 9-inch plow installed. Sounds like a plow truck to me, Madam Mayor.
Look like a plow truck.
So listen, so let's look at it like this. Let me ask a question, Mr. Mayor, Mrs. Mayor. Is there anyone from the fire department online, or will it also be used to plow the area where the fire trucks are? You know, the
I was
fire-
just getting ready to say, if they're doing any plowing, it would be right there at the fire department only. They do not do plowing in the city. They do not do plowing in for the city. That is a DPW, but they do keep their area plowed so that they can get out in emergencies. So if it's any plowing to be done, it would only be done there.
Isn't that why DPW is getting a plow truck?
No.
Well, no, DPW will be getting plow trucks for the city to plow the streets.
They can't stop the fire. They can't stop the fire.
The plows that the DPW use are for our streets as well as our parking lot at the city hall, the parking lot at, I think the parking lot at rec center. That's the
So
only
this
two
is
that
a
I know
plow
that.
truck then. So this is a plow truck.
So it is a pickup truck that has a plow on it, obviously.
Right, so.
As you read it.
DPW
But it is not to be used for plowing in the city other than for the fire department. This is the fire department truck.
Madam
They
Mayor,
have, again, they have an old truck that is about on its last leg and is about to go out. And they need a pickup truck. This is also how the fire marshal and some of the other get around to go to different buildings. They use the smaller truck instead of having to go in a fire truck or in cars.
So Ms. Martin, do you have a question or another concern?
so DPW only plows the parking lot to the municipality building, the streets, but not the fire department.
They don't
And
go
then
up
would-
to the fire department has always plowed their own areas because at any given time, the fire department has to get out. So if they're blocked in by snow and the DPW has not got there to remove it, it has to be removed out the way.
Okay,
That's great.
I'm gonna withdraw my support, and I'm gonna ask that this item be tabled until we can get somebody from the fire department to give us a little bit more clarity. Is this a plow truck or is it just a truck? What is it? Okay, because the resolution says it's a plow truck, but then we're being told it's not a plow truck, but then it is a plow truck. I need a little bit of clarity.
I have
So
another
may I
question.
ask- And before you withdraw your support, just so Ms. Martin can ask her question. please.
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
so, Madam Mayor, when you said that their truck right now is on their last leg, what do you mean by that?
The truck is a 2003 or 6, and so it's almost 25 years old or 20 years old. And that means that it's the parts that they're consistently replacing parts. They're consistently having to go have it fixed, which means that at any given time it can go out. And they need that vehicle for pickup and to pick up parts, pick up food, pick up whatever they need to get at the fire department.
So right now they're using that truck to,
They're still
up
trying to
parts and
use
food.
it. Yeah, they're still trying to use it and praying that it don't go out.
right, so right now they're using it to pick up parts and food.
Pick up parts, pick up equipment that they need. That's what they're using it for.
Okay, so
But
I
if
have
you
a-
would
I have
like,
a
if
question.
you would like to table this item, that's fine. I can get the fire department or someone there for the next meeting.
That sounds like a
Okay,
plan
thank
to
you,
me.
Madam Mayor. Did you have-
So
Martin?
the police chief has his hand up to speak. I don't know.
Okay, police chief?
Hey, good evening, council. I just was gonna shed a little light on this because I don't think anyone's there from the fire department. What they're replacing is a truck. It's a red Chevy pickup truck that has a plow on it currently. They've consistently always plowed their lot. Occasionally during the late night hours, we have borrowed that truck at the police department as well and utilized it to plow our areas so our vehicles can get out, especially if we have a storm during the night. We have also borrowed that vehicle from the fire department to pick up supplies and things that we can't fit in patrol cars. So I just wanted to add that to it, just for your guys' knowledge.
Thank you, chief. So before we do that, I'm trying to also figure out, guys, what exactly is the real, is it the cost? Is it the issue, whether it's a plow truck? What's the
I think for
actual
me,
question or what concern for you?
I think for me, Ms. Manica,
Mhm.
for me, it's the description alone itself. Is it a plow truck? It's not a plow truck. Maybe it's a plow truck. It could be a plow truck. And then on top of that, the pricing itself is excessively high. I mean, we throw a lot of business to LaFontaine. I mean, I feel like, they can give us a better deal than $56,000. I can get a couple of vehicles for that amount of money. For me, if I just had a little bit more clarity, I'm not saying no, I'm just asking to be tabled until the next meeting.
Okay, Ms. Martin, all right, what was your question?
Same thing. Same.
Same thing?
Yeah. Are we buying it new?
Yeah.
Council, may I speak one more time? I apologize.
Yes, chief.
So the reason we use LaFontaine is because they are the holder of the my bid pricing. So the pricing that we receive from them is approved by the state. It's also the lowest, it's barely over invoice. It's the lowest pricing that you can get for municipalities.
So earlier, last year, we went over that, we can go over that again, so what we do, we'll just table it today. So are you taking back are you rescinding your second?
I am.
So the second. So Mr. Shafi has rescinded his second. And Ms. Martin, are you rescinding your motion?
We're tabling it,
Yes.
so I have to rescind my decision, right?
Yeah, rescind and then make a new motion to table.
I'll rescind.
Okay. Ms. Martin has also rescinded her motion to approve the resolution to approve the purchase of one 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 four-wheel drive profile truck. Is there a motion on the floor?
I move to table.
Mr. Shafi moves to table number 5 under fire.
Oh, hold a second.
Yes.
Allow me to clarify, because I want this to come back by next council meeting. I move to table to the next council meeting, which apparently is going to be the 18th instead of the 17th.
Okay. Mr. Shafi has motioned to table number 5 under fire, resolution to approve the purchase of one GMC Sierra 1500 four-wheel drive pro plow truck to January, I'm sorry,
18th.
to February 18th, 2025. Is there a second? I'll second it. We get roll call, please, Madam Clerk?
Councilman Ashafi,
Yes, today.
Councilwoman Martin,
Yes.
Councilwoman Manica.
Yes. Moving on to item number 6 under legal. Then a motion for that, please, guys. Under legal.
I'm gonna make a motion to the resolution to cure Open Meetings Act issue from January 21st, 2025 city council meeting.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion to approve the resolution to secure Open Meetings Act issue from January 21st, 2025 city council meeting with a second by Mr. Ashafi. And have roll call, please.
Councilman Ashafi,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin,
Yes.
Councilwoman Manica,
Yes. It passed unanimously. Going on to item number 7 under recreation. Can I get a motion for letter A? The resolution to request approval to submit an application for the 2025 AARP Capacity Building Micro Grant.
Is Mr. Burgess on the line?
We have someone here for it. I don't know if Mr. Burgess is on the line, but Ms. Noranda is here. But we still need a motion first, guys.
Motion to approve with questions.
I have a motion on the floor to approve the recreation resolution to request an approval to submit an application. Only to submit an application for the 2025 AARP Capacity Building Micro Grant. Is there a second? I have a second from Ms. Mark. Roll call.
Hold on a second, I got questions, man.
Well, oh, that's right.
Good evening, Sue, how are you? Okay.
Do you want her to, I'm sorry, Mr.
Yeah,
Shaw,
yeah,
you want to
yeah.
explain it first
Yeah.
before your
Yeah,
question?
please.
Mr. Randall, you push the button right in front of you.
There you go.
Turn it on, huh?
There you go.
Is it plugged in? These, there's actually 2 that we're requesting today. The city is trying to rebuild its relationship with AARP. And the senior coordinator has met with them several times, and they've encouraged us to apply for these small grants. The grants are due March 5th, and the projects must be completed by November of this year. So we look to do some things quickly. One of the things that we're talking about in this mini grant is funding for emergency preparedness. We've had a lot of disasters around, and we've had a couple here where the seniors have had to evacuate their apartments. And for 2 days, they were at the rec center and they didn't have any medication. The police and fire did their due diligence to go into their apartments and find them. So we're making an attempt to educate them to have a ready-go bag, have your medicines. We're looking at purchasing fire blankets for them. A lot of the fires are due to cooking, and they're recommending that you use the fire blankets for that. So we're just doing a little educational piece with them on that, on emergency preparedness, and that was for the small mini grant.
If she just answered my questions, I'm good.
Did you have any questions, Ms. Martin, Councilwoman
No,
Martin?
I did not have any.
Okay, so if we could take a vote now for it?
Councilman Ashafi,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin,
Yes.
Councilwoman Manica.
Yes. Motion was approved. for the resolution to request approval to submit an application for the 2025 AARP Capacity Building Micro Grant. Item B, resolution to request approval to submit an application for the 2025 AARP Flagship Community Challenge Grant. If I can have a motion for that, please.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? Item B has been motioned by Mr. Ashafi and approved by Ms. Martin. Is there any questions? Ms. Noranda, could you just give them a brief, just about?
Yes, for the flagship, you can actually do some capital improvements, and those grants go up to about 25,000, but they normally fund between 12 and 15. So we're looking to, instead of having tape on the floor for our pickleball courts inside, we're getting a quote to have them painted on the floor. And then on the exterior, we're looking to have some electricity put on our stage so we can have some concerts for the seniors in the summer.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Council.
If there's no other question, can we have a vote, please, Madam Clerk?
Councilman Ashafi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Councilwoman Manica?
Yes, motion approved unanimously. Item 8, under Treasurer, resolution to approve addendum to contract with BSNA. I have a motion for this.
Motion to approve.
There's a motion on the floor to approve the addendum to contract with BSNA. Is there a second? Ms. Martin has seconded. I have a motion by Mr. Ashafi and a second by Councilwoman Martin. Did you have any questions on it?
Yes, I have questions.
The treasurer is here. Could you please come to the podium?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I see. Hi, what can I answer for you?
Give your name still, even though you're treasurer.
Oh,
Give your
right.
name.
I'm Lisa Stolarski. I'm treasurer.
Hey, how you doing, Madam Treasurer?
Good, thank you.
This is $1,400. Is that the complete price for this machine?
Yes, that would be for having a couple of machines in the treasurer's office.
Okay.
Tony feels really strongly that we need at least 2. And we are hoping that in the future, when other departments are finished with their contracts, they will also migrate to being integrated with BSNA.
So that's $700 a piece.
No, they're $350 a piece.
Says the device here is $700. Then it says, okay, yeah.
Okay.
It does say $350 each, including tax and shipping. So that's $700.
Okay.
Okay. And these fees are the current fees that they've always charged us?
So they are in line with usual credit card fees, and the fees are passed on to the customers. So it's a one-time charge. And it also includes all of the training and installation.
All right.
Any further questions? Any further questions? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so this is us getting a new card system?
Yes, this will be a new card system so that in the treasurer's office, we can accept credit cards again for payments.
Did we get this installed? We approved it today.
They have a wait list, and he said that if we act soon, he might be able to squeeze us in before the end of tax time.
That's what.
Well, February 28th is the last day that we can accept taxes here. And then but we need the credit card reader regardless, but I'm hoping that we can, for, people, at least at the end of taxes, they'll be able to use their cards.
Is this going to require us to change any other system that
No.
we're currently using on the computer or anything like that?
No, we're using the BSNA system, the cloud system, and it's going pretty well for the most part. And this is designed to integrate into the system and eliminate some of the you're eliminating the middleman, I guess, between like if we have a different credit card system, then you have to, if you have an issue, you have to have two different organizations involved in solving the issue. And you know how that goes, right? This organization says talk to that one, that organization says talk to this one. So it will help with that kind of stuff. But also it's designed specifically to populate information into the BSNA system as you use the card.
Okay, last question. Paint a picture for us that if we don't have this system, what is going to be the issue?
Well, the issue is, sorry about that. The issue is that people often come up to pay their taxes or also other things. You know, they might have a fine or some other kind of thing that they're paying at City Hall. And Tony typically would take those payments, but some time ago the credit card machine broke. And one of the first things that we talked about when I became treasurer was that we were going to have that replaced. So I tried to find the person, the contact information for the company that we previously used, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And nobody, well, at least Tony didn't know. And so then the Treasurers Association, had a conversation. They just happened to have a conversation going about BSNA and how much they liked it. So I thought, well, let's just do that. And also, I learned a lot about, BSNA just in the short time that I've been here. And they are encouraging people, well, they haven't started yet, but they will in the future be encouraging cities to move toward using the integrated system because it's also easier for them.
So right now you're collecting, I'm saying the thousands, right, per person.
Yeah, I mean,
you're not able to integrate with cards.
That's right. They have to come with cash or a check if they come to the window. And we've had to disappoint a few people and tell them that they, and a lot of people don't have checks anymore, so it's not convenient. They have to go get a money order.
How soon will this process, because I'm pretty sure cash is quick, check takes a while to clear, but with this system, it's like that, correct?
Yeah, it updates the same day. But I think that on the back end, it's, there's always still like weekends and stuff, and banks have their, so it's not like it's all the bank accounts are going to be clear, but it's much quicker than using a different system, like say PayPal or something like that.
No further questions.
Got one more question.
Mr. Shafi?
Is this amount in your budget or is this coming out of the general fund?
We have money in the treasurer's budget, so we would not be needing any additional money.
Thank you. Mr. Larsky? Yeah. I was gonna let you go. I was getting ready to say it, but go ahead.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Yeah, Mr. Lackey was consulted on this in terms of like the technology and the type of system. So there was some due diligence to determine what an appropriate type of system would be. So that was looked into, I believe, by the Treasurer's Office and Mr. Lackey. And so I think if it meets council's approval, it would go towards whatever the process is for approving contracts. I think would be signed off. It'd probably be signed off by the BSNA people, then would go to administration for final signature. I think would be relatively quick turnaround time.
That is a 1-year contract, but the BSNA contract may be longer than that. I haven't read that contract. And so, but it can be renewed very easily. And
Mr. Larsky and council, it was just an addendum to if I'm correct, to our contract we already had.
Yeah.
Right, it was just addendum. And if you
A lot
know.
of BSN in the city.
Yeah, so if anyone knows, just to give sort of a clarification, that system is used, if for the water bill currently, to look up your taxes currently. It's used in a lot of the municipalities. It's used with Wayne County. So we would just be tying in to what already exists. It's almost like
Right.
catching up with modern right now. And as far as credit cards, a lot of people do not carry cash. Even at little basketball games, they're using a card reader nowadays at
Yeah.
schools. So it would keep us up to date and start to bring us up to date, modernize us. I just had one other question that,
Sure.
or statement that I hope all citizens know, there is a credit card fee. There is, just like anywhere else.
We will post
It
it.
is a credit card fee. Thank you. I
Mhm.
heard Mr. Larshki say that they will post it.
Yeah.
And so no, it's based on the amount that you're paying. So you may want to
Yes.
consider that. If you're paying a large amount, just kind of just giving that information out, Mr. Larshki. But
Right.
other than that, I just wanted to make sure that all the residents know and council that it's just bringing us up to date and speed. And again, once that contract ends, it can be reestablished, but
Yeah.
yes.
So this is a wonderful thing
Yes.
because we had Invoice Cloud previously. And Invoice Cloud, if you recall, a few months ago, we spent $100,000 to update to the cloud.
Wow.
This is fabulous because this is the last step that needed to get integrated. And so if you probably don't recall, but the state paid for the city to switch to BSNA 10 years ago.
I remember that.
Our financial platform was done on spreadsheets and it was haphazard. So BSNA has been a really good system for all the municipalities in Michigan. And this is actually a good thing because it will become part of the regular contract. And it's a very good process. Now it's very good for the treasurer to have this finishing touch. And so this was like the last step of the $100,000 that we just spent.
Cool.
Thanks, Ms. Square. Thanks, Mr.
And
Lasky.
Black seemed to be pretty psyched about it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for answering those questions.
Of course.
So everybody's satisfied, correct? All right, if I can have the vote, Madam Clerk?
Councilman Ashafi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Councilwoman Manica?
Yes. Motion carries unanimously. Okay, guys, we are at the end and we're asking citizen participation. Again, there is 2 minutes per subject that you want to talk about. So if you want to line up, and Mr. Lackey, please let me know if there's anyone online that has their hand raised.
Will do.
Thank you. Come to the podium.
Hello, how you
State your
doing?
name.
My name is Carla Oliver. So I'm here actually as a former employee, but as a citizen. As a citizen, I'm all about fairness and equality. Basically, per the charter, section 721, it states that all employees, all city employees are to be paid holiday pay, and that day off. That has not been happening in some departments, specifically DPW. This has been brought to the attention, so I'm bringing it to City Hall, City Council, to make sure that that's enforced. In addition to that, if you do work on that holiday per the charter, it states that you will be paid twice, double time. So I just want to make sure that's enforced because technically salaries, compensation, all of that falls in line with City Council. Charter section 721. The next portion that I want to talk about is the ordinance, and it's also the charter. This was also fell to the wayside. Section 292.02 is compensation increases approved by City Council, not by anyone else in administration, by City Council. I am coming to you because, of course, you all know I used to be the director of Public Works. Once I was here in April, I think everybody in here, as well as any other citizen, can see what improvements have been done that this past summer and fall. There have been a numerous amount of fields cleaned, over 1 million pounds of trash removed that's been sitting here from the year before and years before. That team did this all under the pay that they were making. The issue, and I know I'm probably going a little bit, I'm trying to stay in 2 minutes, but the issue is that feasibility is very big. I specialize in value engineer. We spend too much money subcontracting and spending money frivolously on things that don't matter. However, our employees are not getting paid fairly. I am requesting for it to be brought to the attention, because it gets approved by city council for DPW and then any other employees to be looked at. I've already, and I have a presentation actually for what the pay increase looks like versus the utilization. So I can provide that if needed, but I think that's something that needs to be taken.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
I gotta go. Station A.
Derek Hale, to council and to all the members of the who attended the meeting tonight. Again, my name is Derek Hale. I'm a staff person to Commissioner Martha G. Scott, and I just wanted to invite everyone to our next coffee hour, which will be on February the 24th at the Main Street Restaurant at 11650 Joseph Campo, and it's from 9 to 10. And I think it was we had one a couple weeks ago, and Councilwoman Martin was there, and it was a pleasure having her there. So I invite everyone here to attend the coffee hour. Again, it's going to be February the 24th, the Main Street Cafe Restaurant in Hamtramck, 11650 Joseph Campo, from 9 to 10 a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone? Right here.
Hi again, Council. I actually just wanted to speak on what Carla was talking about, because so I have been on a quest to collect all of the city contracts so that essentially so that we never have a situation where we have a last minute, oh my gosh, we are so many millions of dollars over budget and we have to approve it right now. That was really stressful last summer for me, and I can't even imagine how you guys felt about it. But and in doing that, my process to make sure that I have all the contracts has been to go through the budget and organize everything according to not the department, but the activity number. And I was really struck by the discrepancies in not just pay for different people, but also by different access to health insurance. One department has different health insurance, and so it made me think exactly what Carla was just saying, and I didn't know she was going to say that, but that the people who work for the city are not all being cared for in the same way, and I think that's something that we should address too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else would like to speak this evening? Anyone online, Mr. Lackey?
No, no one's got their hand raised, no.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the citizens who came up and participated. Now, council affairs. We'll start with Mr. Ashafi, Councilman Ashafi, District 3.
Okay, so first and foremost, I'd like to give you an update on the possible talks for capping your property taxes in lieu of the new development that's coming here. My objective is to make sure that the current residents of Highland Park you survive the rise in property taxes in this city. I've talked to Mr. Bosnick, and you said the date would be
workshop before the next council meeting.
okay. At the workshop before the next council meeting, I'm asking every single resident who's concerned about their property taxes to come out and please participate in this workshop. It's going to be very important and very essential to the survival of the residents in this city, because you know what happens for development. Okay, you've seen. Yeah, I'll show you. In 2 minutes.
That was not for you. I'm so sorry. That was not for you, Mr. Shafi. My apologies.
Okay, so you've seen what happens to neighborhoods when they get redeveloped. Okay, the people who have been long-term residents normally get pushed out. Okay, the property taxes go up, fines are issued for your gutters, your hedges, anything to get you out of those neighborhoods. Okay, so I want to make sure that this doesn't happen as we go through our redevelopment in this city. Okay, there's been a number of cities that have done this to ensure that their residents stay. Okay, and I want to do the same thing here for you. You have just as much right to be here as anybody else. You've been looking at Beirut for the last 20 years. It's time to start looking at something beautiful again. You know what I'm saying? And having said that, I wanted to quickly speak on the water as well. So Glee were issued out information today that they will be raising water rates. Now they're raising water rates across the board. They're having a meeting, a public meeting, which is going to be held Wednesday, February 26th at 2:00. I advise you to attend that meeting and express how you feel about these water rates. Okay, because if they're going up, you know what that means. That somebody in this administration is going to say that we have to go up on our rates towards you. So that means higher water bills on everybody across the board, you and me. Okay. So we need to express to them that this is something that's not acceptable. They can't just simply just raise the rates every year as they see fit because nobody's telling them that they can't do it. There's something that can be done here. We need to reach out to our legislators. We need to reach out to our representatives and let them know that this is unacceptable. Okay, we need to go back to Lansing. You're right, Ms. Wright. We need to go back to Lansing and let them know that they're being allowed to do what they want to do is unacceptable. There should be some regulation here. DTE is regulated, the water department should be regulated. DTE just don't get to raise their rates without notifying our representatives in the state house that they're going to raise those rates, and then there's hearings held. The Great Lakes Water Authority needs to be regulated on that same line. They're getting out of hand here. And the longer we sit back and be quiet about it, the worse it's going to get. So I need you to stand up with me and fight this fight. Otherwise, this could be another way for them to get us out of this city. And having said that, the water department has been sending out lovely notes to our residents. I'm going to read you this highlighted page. I'm pretty sure everybody got this in their water bill, right? Did anybody get this in their water bill? Okay, so pursuant to section 1040.19 of the city charter, the city council has designated power to, 1, bringing legal action in court for a judgment in the amount of any such delinquent charges. 2, requiring such charges to be transferred and assessed upon the city summer tax bill, and or 3, shut off water services to your property and any adjacent property you may own. Now, I don't know when or where that they decided to attempt to hang this problem around the neck of council, but I don't remember approving any of this shit right here.
Okay, Mr. Shafi.
Okay, hold a second. You'll have your moment, Ms. Mannix. All I'm saying is I got no problems with assessing to the businesses because they're the ones that's getting the break in this city. I got a problem assessing to the residents who are being bled dry and struggling every day to survive in this city. There's not a person in this room whose water bill hasn't quadrupled in the last year. We were told 6 months. It's now been a year. It's been a year of these new water rate hikes, and I find it unacceptable. Now they can argue and say, oh no, we told y'all that it may be a year. No, I remember specifically we were told 6 months. Here it is, a year. It's actually a year and a month now of these high rates that we're being bled dry for. Something's got to give. And if the residents are going to sit here and suffer at the hands of the city, you leave me no choice but to make some departments in the city suffer at the hands of the residents. Somebody's going to pay. You can't sit here and bleed the residents and let everybody else ride, and nothing is done about it. Now, I don't know what's going on in the water department. That's not our field. That belongs to the mayor. I understand that. That is her department. But we are up on budget season. And if the residents got to suffer, some departments are going to suffer along with you. You won't suffer alone. As long as I'm sitting here. I don't care what's going on. I don't care who's doing what. They're not going to sit here and bleed you while I'm sitting here, because you're definitely being bled. And I find it unacceptable. So somebody, I don't care who's going to do it, but somebody needs to get their shit together.
Mr. Shafi.
And come up with a solution to lower these rates to a point where the residents can survive. Because where we at right now, I have one resident who just showed me her bill. Somehow she accumulated $1,000 in 1 month. No way in hell that you can accumulate that in a month. You can have both tubs running, both toilets running, and all 3 sinks running. How do you accumulate $1,000 in 1 month? Just the month of January. How does that even happen?
So, Mr. Shafi, could you give them the address to, you asked them to come out to a meeting, but I don't think you mentioned the address.
Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. So that address, now you can go in person or you can go on Zoom. The address is 735 Randolph Street, Detroit, Michigan. 5th floor. On the 5th floor boardroom. Okay. So you can go in person or you can go on Zoom. I will post the Zoom link online for you. I will do that for you.
Thank you, Mr.
But
Shafi.
all I am simply saying is there's no way that we can continue along this path. It's not feasible. Something's going to give. Somebody's going to break. I'd rather be them than you. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I'd rather be the city than you. Somebody has got to break here. And I'll be damned if it's going to be us. And I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Shafi. Ms. Martin?
I just want to say, everybody, thank you for coming out, being here. I just want to add a couple of things. You know, I think that we do a lot of, I kind of agree with Carla Oliver. I think we do a lot of unnecessary spending where we could do some savings. I think that there needs to be a lot of research that needs to be looked at on a lot of the spending that we're doing. I don't think that we have to spend so much, especially since what's coming into the city is very thin. You know, we're not in the revenue like we would like to be. So we're going to have to research and look back on, is it necessary? Maybe we don't need a new truck. Maybe it doesn't need to be a 2025. Maybe it could be a 2024. What's the difference between the 2024 truck and the 2025 truck? You know, maybe we can get it from another city. Maybe we don't have to spend a whole $56,000. Maybe we can spend $38,000 and use that money for something else if we have that whole $56,000. You know, that's just some things that we need to consider. And that's not just in the fire department, that's the department as a whole. And I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to Manica. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate you. Thank you. Love you guys. Bye.
Okay, good evening. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Martin and Councilwoman Martin and Councilman Shafi. I do have a couple of things. One, and that is, we also have to know, and I want all the residents to think about that we are growing. We are growing. There are some things that are incorrect maybe, or just need some adjusting in our system, in our administration. And so that I ask both council and all council to know that we can use those workshops to discuss the budget and then make a meeting with administration for those workshop budgets. But I want to make sure that residents know in the workshop, that is a council affair type of thing. Is not where residents will be able to make statements in the workshop. Just so that you know that I'm telling you well in advance that in workshops, that is not a place where residents will be able to make comments. You can be here, but you will not be able to speak at the podium and make comments. So I suggest that if you have any questions or concerns, and I hope to have this done, I'm waiting on when we have all council here, that you can just write down, I need you to go home, write down your question, write down your concern and what area that is, and have it on a piece of paper. When you come, that maybe we can have it, and someone, we can kind of distribute it to have that conversation or have that discussion to make it a little bit timely in our meetings, and also that we can actually get that information to you. Because sometimes when you come here and you're asking the questions, we can't really answer them right then. We need to talk to different people. So keep that in mind. If we're going forward and we're modernizing, we got to know that what happens in other cities, other municipalities will happen here. So when you start hollering, you can't holler and want us to modernize and then also holler when it's happening. So if you go to the county, you know, there's going to be charges when you use a credit card. There's going to be fees for things that you're asking. There's fees for a lot of things that we have not done. And so that we start to do them because you want us to get better. You kind of can't complain unless it's just totally wrong. Again, Mr. Ashafi mentioned coming to a meeting. The record stands is that you do not go. Just being honest with you. The record stands is that you do not go and be constructive and present yourself at these meetings. Same thing with DTE. When DTE wanted to raise the rates, I was there at the meeting. There was not one Highland Parker there that wasn't in a city capacity. So the residents, you can come here and complain, but you got to know that you have to, at this point, start to also be accountable and take up some time and come to those meetings.
Be at the water meetings. A lot of people.
To go to those meetings. So if you are not there, then things are going to happen that you don't want to happen. And if you look at other municipalities, take the time and find out. I'm not saying that this is, you know, who wants it put on their taxes, because we fall on bad times. I'm talking about water now. Mr. Shafi has a letter that he mentioned those three things. But if you go to some other municipalities, yes, that is happening. And what we can do is have a workshop with the water department or engineers so they can really explain how that amount goes, or what amount exactly goes on your taxes if you're that far behind. But again, we're offering you resources in the city to help you pay those water bills until we can kind of figure out what is going on. So if you're not doing that, there's only so much Mr. Shafi can do. It's only so much Ms. Martin can do, or any of us can do to assist you. So again, you have got to participate. You have to go to meetings. You have to go to some meetings you don't want to go to. So just keep that in mind, because some of these things are happening in other places that we don't live in. We just have not been accustomed to it. We just have not been accustomed to getting that ticket for parking on the grass. Okay, know that those things exist. Don't just come with what you're interested in. Know that there's some other stuff out there that you're not coming to the table with, because you may be doing it also. Before we leave, I want to make note for our minutes that council did give a resolution of condolence to the family of Mr. Jamal Thomas. And so I just wanted to make note of that in our council meeting today. And we keep him and his family in our hearts and our prayers as we go forward. Again, make sure that you write down your information. And I thank everyone for coming tonight and joining in this meeting. I have to make a motion to adjourn the meeting. I ask for a motion. Second. Can I get a second? Okay, all in favor? No nays. The meeting is adjourned at 8:11. Thank you.